Alright, so apparently it's recording already. Welcome back to another episode of Sam's Wrecking Yard, guys. So today we're working on my 2017 GMC Sierra 1500 with the 6.2 liter in it. I got that max tow package. Took me a few years to track this truck down and locally, but I found it. Got some new gloves today because I can't find my other ones. It's kind of like my water bottles. If you know, you know. So today, yeah, we're changing my brake pads. I've had a squeal for a lot longer than I'm willing to admit. So went in and found out that there's actually two sizes, and they'll ask you how many calipers you have or how many pistons you have in your calipers. Unfortunately, I didn't have to answer that question because there's two distinct sizes. These are the larger pads, which my rims I can see all the way through, and I sized them up. The other pads are fairly small. Not sure why those would be on a truck, but hey, there's that. So yeah, these ones here apparently are the larger of the two sizes. Did not know that. So that's fun. These feel more like what a truck should have on them. The other ones look more like what a SUV would have on them. So I'll get you guys turned around, set up, and let's get to it. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to Sam's Wrecking Yard. Alright, so on my rims, I have locking lug nuts. So I need this adapter. Now let's see if this gun is powerful enough to loosen these lug nuts. If not, then I have my breaker bar, as always. I am in the process of saving up for a better impact gun. This one does great for other jobs, especially the job I got going on in Vernon. It's doing great for that, but it just lacks in other areas. So I need to buy another one. So I also have dual pattern rims. No idea what the second pattern is, but I know one of them fits Chevy, Toyota, and GM. So there's my lug nut, and there's its adapter. Kind of a pain in the butt, but gotta do what I gotta do to run these rims. So there's our calipers, our brake pads, and our rotor. Thank God. Thought for sure I'd ruin my rotor, but both sides feel good. This looks the same on this side. So all we gotta do on these ones is actually remove this top bolt here, loosen the bottom bolt, and this piece here just kind of leans back, you know, like Terror Squad did back in the 2000s. So I'll grab my, is that like a 18, 17, and we'll get to it. Unfortunately, I completely lied to you guys. It's actually one up to me. It's a 19. So when you first do these, you're gonna have to, like when you first go to loosen them, you know, just all I do is put it on there. It's gonna be tight, and just hit down with some force. They shouldn't be overly tight, but they need to be obviously tight enough to not let go while you're driving down the road. Give you guys a bit of a view here. Now, I'm realizing don't have any grease, but hopefully that's not going to matter much. There's my bottom one, loosen that up a bit. And if I need to, I can just pop these right off. I shouldn't need to. There, just like that. So I also should have some kind of a string to a couple of points here just to keep the weight off of this rubber hose here. Okay. Let's see just how bad we are. not overly bad. And I still got brake pad left. Every once in a while I see people not replacing these. They come with your new brakes. Just put new ones in. They are thin metal, thin tin. They get heat treated just like every other piece of these brakes. Just do the right thing and replace them. And you just kind of pressure fit their way in, and Bob's your uncle. That's extra funny now because I said that to somebody and they're like, actually my Bob really is uncle. Or Bob really is my uncle. I was like, oh damn. Oh, and the piece that squeals when your brakes are worn down too far is actually this one. So there it is on these brakes here. We're right at that mark and well past them. And you've gotten this far, and if you forget which pad goes where, so your pistons push out and will always leave an imprint of themselves. So that, right off the bat, tells us that these go on the inside. And these go on the outside. Because these ones, the originals, didn't have that pad marking. That, and then you just stick them back in. Hopefully the C-clamp is large enough to do what I need to do, because it's the first one I found. Yeah.
I heard you talking to Mike, but I can't see you.
You're like, why are you talking to me? I'm over here. Okay. I bought myself new gloves too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hello, peoples.
And she's back. All right, so I think what I'll do is I'll go backwards because I just need something hard to do on. So to catch you up, baby. So we've obviously took the wheel off. We took the top bolt out so we could lay it back like this. Now my brake pads are thicker than my old ones. Jesus, they're like twice the thickness.
Yeah.
So that means these pistons here, and now I know I have a 2-piston caliper. That's cool. They asked and I didn't know. So what I got to do is push these pistons back in, and I can't find my other good C-clamp. So all I need it for is literally just to push, or in this case, clamp. Clamping force here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you might want to do it that way. Let's
go this way.
Try to twist your arm.
Yeah. And you just crank them down. Oh. See, it's never hard to do this. It's just harder than your hands really can do. So just got to twist it in. I know nobody can see right now, but look at that progress.
Oh.
And that's why I was holding it the way it was. Alright, now do we have enough room to put our caliper back over our brakes? Yes, we do. Look at that. Once I put that bolt back in and tighten these down, put my tire on, this side is finished. You guys are gonna fall, just so you know. Yeah, eventually.
Actually, maybe not.
Well, thank you, honey bunny. I appreciate it. All I'm doing is just giving a little bit extra torque so they don't fall off. All right, we're good there. Now we can put our wheel back on. Roll
That one?
that wheel.
I can take that then.
Okay.
Don't feel like holding a camera while rolling over a wheel.
It's like Mary J. Blige around here. Family affair. It's okay. I made a reference earlier that a lot of people probably won't get either anyway, but I'm okay with that. So apparently my phone died, so my daughter went to go get her phone, which thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so it doesn't really matter to me that it has dual bolt patterns, because one side doesn't have or isn't like clean, and the other holes are nice and fresh and shiny because my lug nuts were just on them. Now also, because I have these and I don't have the hub adapters, I need to make sure to seat these in a way that this wheel won't be oblonged and all that. So I always start near the bottom, and you don't tighten them right down. Because the lug nuts themselves is what's going to seat it.
The truck's too hot. I don't want to put my hand on this, so I'm holding the tire instead. Because
then you'll burn.
Oh. Yeah, because this, like, I don't want to go like that, so I'm going like this.
I know, it's taking the truck forever to cool down because it's hot out today.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just leaning on the tire, but not too much.
So yeah, I always choose 3 points that are opposite from each other to run these down, and that includes 5 bolts. With a 4-bolt pattern, you could do straight across from each other and then just pick one of the other ones to slowly tighten it up. So when I run this one in, it seated it up so we could hold it. When this one, it adjusted it, and this one here really finalized it. So now I can run those 3 in and finish my pattern. It's gonna get loud, baby. Alright, and of course, before I'm done with this job, I got one more side to do. I won't show you guys that on video. I will run these all down to, I think, I'll put the torque specs in the video. I can't remember what they are, and I gotta look them up. I believe they're like 110 foot-pounds, though. Alright, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining my daughter. And we'll catch you guys in another episode of Sam's Backyard. Cheers.
Bye.
Just a quick end of the video tangent. It is so nice to not be having to listen to that squealing anymore. And the truck stops better, so that's good news too. Cheers.